I didn't let my boyfriend come on vacation with me because he's a picky eater. My best friend Kelly was planning this trip to Italy for her 25th birthday. 6 of us were going. We'd been talking about it for like 8 months, saving up money, looking at Airbnbs, the whole thing. I was so excited I had a Pinterest board with like 200 pins of pasta dishes and gelato shops. Then my boyfriend Jake asked if he could come. We'd been dating for about a year at that point. He seemed genuinely interested and said he'd pay his own way and everything. But here's the thing about Jake that I don't think he realizes is actually a huge problem. The dude eats like a 6-year-old. I'm not exaggerating. His regular dinner rotation is chicken tenders, plain cheeseburgers with just meat and cheese, pepperoni pizza, and mac and cheese from a box. That's it. That's the list. I once watched him order a grilled cheese at a nice restaurant and ask them to not butter the bread. He drinks only Coke or water. He won't touch vegetables unless they're deep fried and covered in ranch. He picks tomatoes off everything. He complains about seasoning. And we were going to Italy, like the food country. The whole point of the trip was eating our way through Rome and Florence. Kelly had researched like 30 different restaurants. We were going to do a cooking class. We had a list of markets to visit. This wasn't a lay on the beach and drink type vacation. So I told him no. I said it wasn't personal, but the group had a specific vibe planned and adding another person would mess up the dynamic. He seemed fine with it at first. Said he understood and hoped I'd have fun. Then 2 weeks before the trip, he brought it up again. Asked if he could come because he'd found a cheap flight. I reminded him that we already discussed this. That's when he admitted he'd been looking at restaurants in Rome and found a few pizza places he could eat at. I was like, yeah, Jake, Italy has pizza. They invented it. But we're not going to spend the whole trip finding you plain cheese pizza. He got defensive. Said I was being dramatic about his eating habits. That he could just eat beforehand or find something on any menu. I told him that wasn't how this trip was going to work. We'd be sharing dishes, trying new things, going to places that don't even have English menus. I wasn't going to babysit his food anxiety while everyone else wanted to experience actual Italian food. He said I was being controlling, that it was messed up to exclude him over something so small. But it's not small. Last year I took him to a Thai restaurant for my birthday and he literally ordered white rice with chicken, no sauce. The chef looked personally offended. It was embarrassing. I told him flat out that I didn't want him there if he was going to complain about food the whole time or make us accommodate him. That this trip was important to me and I wanted to enjoy it without worrying about whether he could find buttered noodles. He stopped talking to me for 3 days. Then he texted saying he'd eat whatever I wanted if he could come, which no, that's not how this works. I'm not forcing you to eat cacio e pepe while you gag. That's worse. I went on the trip. It was incredible. We ate carbonara at a tiny place with 4 tables. We had wine with lunch every day. We tried tripe and octopus and this insane pistachio pasta that I still dream about. Kelly's cooking class taught us how to make fresh ravioli and the chef kept pouring us Prosecco. One night we did this 7-course tasting menu that lasted 3 hours. Jake texted me twice while I was gone. Once to ask if I was having fun, once to send me a picture of the chicken tenders he made for dinner with a passive-aggressive smiley face. When I got back, he asked how it was. I showed him pictures. He zeroed in on one photo of this massive seafood platter we shared and went, "See? I could have just eaten the bread on the side." I was like, "Jake, that bread was soaked in anchovy oil." We broke up 2 weeks later. Not because of the trip specifically, but because I realized I didn't want to spend my life eating at Applebee's and pretending that's fine. He told his roommate I was shallow for ending a relationship over food. His roommate told my friend that Jake cried about it and said he would have tried harder.